point is that no man's an island. You know, we need each other. No one person or even two people or five people can do everything. You can't grind your own wheat, grow your own wheat, grow all your meat, grow all your vegetables. I mean, there's not enough hours in a day to do all those things. And raise your children, keep your house clean. I mean, there's just no way to keep up. I mean, just working a job and your normal life duties, that's overwhelming at times. And, you know, with social media, people post extreme things, and half of it isn't even, well, 99.9% of it isn't even true. And, you know, people are, it's a disgrace because people are showing things that are TMI, you know, too much information. Nobody needs to see your bedroom. Nobody needs to watch you and hear you chew food because you're sharing what you ate in a week. People in their pajamas, people half naked, people in clothing so tight that it leaves nothing to the imagination. I mean, everything is extreme. Even the lies and the untruths have become extreme. And, you know, these things wouldn't exist without people. Things in themselves, you know, getting self-care or for an illness or some issue you're having, or preparing your meals, or growing a garden because you enjoy it, you know, or whatever it may be. You know, if people are what make idols out of things. Things in themselves are not inherently good or bad. And, you know, the biggest idol that has surfaced, and it's been here all along, but it seems to have like substantially just grown to just be so vast, is humanism. We worship ourselves. We worship our opinions. We worship what we have. We worship what we can portray. We worship our bodies. You know, all of the, even people don't even look real with all the plastic surgeries and lip fillers and Botox and hair dyes, and you can even tattoo eyelashes, and I mean, just so much is fake. And so what are people covering up? You know, like, what do you think it is that they're trying to disguise? You know, and they have made themselves idols, and it's all distractions that distract from, you know, instead of surrendering to God and submitting to His will and walking in His ways, everyone's doing right in their own eyes. And this is what it looks like. It's chaos, destruction, anxiety, fear, depression, physical illnesses from all of the stress of all of it, because you can't believe anything you see, anything you read, anything you hear. And when society is that depraved, that's what it looks like, because people have abandoned God. And that's the simple answer. You can go into all the details in this person's situation and that person's situation, but at the end of the day, the simple answer is, you worship me with your mouth, but your heart is far from me. And in 1 Timothy chapter 4, in verse 6, if you instruct the brethren in these things, you will be a good minister of Jesus Christ, nourished in the words of faith and of the good doctrine which you have carefully followed. But reject profane and old wives' fables, and exercise yourself toward godliness. For bodily exercise profits a little, but godliness is profitable for all things, having promise of the life that now is and of that which is to come. And you can exchange bodily exercise with anything else. There's nothing in this world that is profitable to you other than your relationship with God. He is the giver of life and the sustainer of life. So it doesn't matter what you do extremely, whether it's all carnivore or extreme exercising and getting healthy so you can battle what's coming. Or even during the period of 2020, if you didn't take the cure, then either you were Christian or you weren't Christian, as though something you do physically determines that. Because no man can take a life unless God allows it. And, extreme things have happened to people and you think, wow, how did they survive that? Because God caused them to. And, we need to refocus our hearts towards God, a repentant heart towards God, submit to Him, humble ourselves before Him. That's what exercise we need to do. Because if you want all the chaos and all the destruction and all the death culture and all the negativity and all the fakeness to stop, then have a genuine relationship with Christ and turn off all of it. Turn off the social medias, turn off the news, turn off all of the white noise and people being, oh, well, we're vegan, now we're carnivore, now we're doing this, oh, we're homesteading, now we're not, now we're into extreme gym exercise things. I mean, you could go on and on all day. These are just a couple of examples that you hear continually. Turn it off. It's growing because people are feeding it, and they're making idols out of each other with all the follows and the likes and the communities and all the things they're building around themselves. And people create the human worship. We used to be, Hollywood was this big deal, and everybody fanned out and screamed like maniacs for stars and their performances and all these things. And if you've noticed, that is gone, and now social media allows everyone to be a god to themselves. Have you thought about that? And these things would have had no energy if people hadn't fed them. So, godliness is profitable for all things. And when it says all things, it means all things. Having promise of the life that now is and of that which is to come. So 2 questions. Who are you worshiping? And who are you trusting in?